Have you ever actually stopped to think about what happens when you pay for your coffee with just a tap of your card or your phone? It feels like magic, right? Well, that single tap is part of a massive, and I mean massive, transformation happening in the UK's world of money. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see what the future of your wallet really looks like.
And it all starts with that tap. It's wild when you think about it. Over 93%, almost all, of the smaller purchases we make with a card are now contactless. That simple tap-to-pay has become second nature for millions of us. It's almost completely replaced the idea of rummage around for cash.
But here's the thing. That simple action kicks off this incredibly complex, invisible dance of data. And in that world, there are some huge new opportunities, but also some pretty serious new risks. So that's what we're going to dig into. The forces that are shaping how you're going to spend, save, and manage your money over the next few years.
All right, first things first. To understand where we're going, we need to get a really clear picture of where we are right now. And today, one thing is crystal clear. The payment card is absolute royalty.
And wow, when you look at the numbers, you really see just how dominant cards are. They make up nearly half of every single transaction. And get this, even digital wallets, which are in a distant second place, are really just a slick front for the cards we've stored inside them. As for cash, down at just 8%. Your physical wallet is basically becoming a museum piece. And this isn't slowing down, not by a long shot. It's just accelerating. Back in 2020, cards were used for 63% of payments. By 2028, that's projected to hit 80%. So what this tells us is that while all this cool new fintech is popping up, that humble payment card, it's the foundation that everything else is being built on top of. So if cards are the foundation, what's being built on top? Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Because this whole card-centric world, it's being shaken up by two massive and kind of opposing forces. You can think of them as the two giant engines that are defining the next chapter of money in the UK. Think of it like two sides of the same coin. On one side, you've got this incredible opportunity. New tech like open banking is unlocking our financial data, and that promises to give us way more control and better services than ever. But on the other side, there's a serious threat. As our money goes digital, the bad guys are getting way more clever, using these sophisticated scams to trick us into sending them our money. Let's start with the good stuff, the opportunity, because it is a really big deal. The UK is, and this is important, a world leader in something called open banking. Now, I know it sounds a bit technical, but what it means for your actual financial life is huge and very personal. So, what is it? Put simply, open banking is a set of rules that forces your bank to let you securely share your financial data with other approved apps and services. Now, you have to give your permission, of course, but once you do, you can do things like see all your different bank accounts in one single app, or even make payments directly from your account without ever needing a card. The key thing here is, you're the one in the driver's seat. But open banking is just the beginning. It's just the first step. The next stage is something called open finance. That's where you'll be able to connect data from your pensions, your mortgage, your insurance, your whole financial life. And the end game? Open data? A world where you could securely link all that financial info with, say, your energy provider or even your healthcare to create services that are just perfectly tailored to you. And the potential here is massive. We're talking huge numbers. The UK government thinks this whole new smart data economy, which is built on these ideas, could be worth an extra £10 billion to the UK. So yeah, it's not just about making your life a little easier. This is a major economic shift. Okay, now for that other side of the coin, the threat. Because with all this data flying around and all these new ways to pay, the battle against financial fraud is more critical than ever before. So let's look at the biggest challenge and, more importantly, how the UK is fighting back. The number one enemy here is something called authorized push payment fraud, or EPP fraud for short. And this is different from someone stealing your card details. This is where it gets tricky. A scammer, pretending to be your bank, or maybe a delivery company, or even a loved one, convinces you to send them money. You are the one who authorizes the payment. You push it to them. And the scale of this is just staggering. APP fraud now accounts for a massive 40% of all payment fraud losses in the UK. It's such a huge slice of the pie because these scams don't just exploit tech problems, they exploit human trust. They're not hacking systems, they're hacking us.
But here's the good news. New rules are coming into play to protect people. Starting in October 2024, for most of these APP fraud cases, the bank that sent the money and the bank that received it will have to split the cost of paying the victim back, 50-50. This is a total game changer and a huge deal for protecting regular people.
Okay, so we've got this powerful push and pull, right? Groundbreaking innovation on one side and these sophisticated threats on the other. So where does all this leave us? Let's bring it all together and get a sneak peek at what the next few years are actually going to feel like for you and your wallet.
Well, the road ahead is already being paved. In 2025, new laws are set to kickstart that bigger vision of open finance. A year after that, we're expecting clear rules to bring crypto into the mainstream financial world. And by 2028, all of this is expected to come together, with the digital wallet really taking center stage as the main way we interact with our money. And why is all of this happening right here in the UK? Well, because it's an absolute global powerhouse for this stuff. An incredible 64% of all the money invested in fintech startups in Europe comes right here. It's a magnet. This is where the ideas, the talent, and the cash are all coming together to build what's next.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Money isn't just about coins or notes anymore. It's not even really about plastic cards. Your money is now data. And all this new technology, all these new rules, they're being built to give you more control over that data than ever before. So the real question is, are you ready to take control?